When I tell people I work at Dana-Farber, one of the questions, oh wow, do you also know the PMC?
It was the ultimate grassroots effort. Here's this guy who loses a beloved family member and gets a bunch of his friends together, say, hey, I want to fight this horrible disease. How about we go on a bike ride and we raise some money? And he does it again the next year, and he does it again the year after that.
There's so much spirit that hasn't changed at all, even though the ride has gotten so much bigger.
It's an incredible event where the entire community rides 200 miles and raises millions of dollars in support of Dana-Farber.
I think every time I start clipping into that bike, I get a sense of excitement, a sense of hope.
It's dark out, we're cold, but the energy that inspires when we see each other and we're all in our team jerseys is extraordinary.
I had patients of mine who were living with advanced disease, not really leaving the house, that I saw out on the road with this sign like, go Dr. J, go.
It's not only a very fun and emotional and inspirational weekend, but what it translates to in terms of impact, in terms of discovery, supportive researchers in the lab, clinical researchers that are running clinical trials, emotional and psychological support for patients. It touches every single realm of what we do, and we could not function without that support.
PMC funds allows us as a cancer institute to work at the very highest level. Funding that we get from basic research grants only goes so far.
My lab studies a very rare cancer called Merkel cell carcinoma, very aggressive cancer. There are no foundation support in Merkel cell carcinoma research.
A lot of times when we apply for major grant, we need what we call preliminary data, that there is something there. But how do you generate preliminary data? Where does money grow? According to my parents, it doesn't grow on trees.
It's extremely competitive. The majority of good ideas don't get funded. So the PMC funds allow us to do cutting edge and unique research that wouldn't be funded in other ways.
I could not do the work I do without the PMC funding. I work in a rare disease area, sarcomas. There's more than 700 kinds of sarcomas, and each one is a tiny little number of patients of 50, 100, maybe 200. This is a tiny little drop in the cancer ocean. So there's not a lot of resources to study these diseases, and yet there are clues in there for how to treat not only those patients, but other patients with cancer. So I feel deeply about the research we do giving us insights to cancer that we have to take advantage of. But the only way we can do that is with the PanMass Challenge flexible funding for our research.
The PMC is part of what keeps the lights on in the Zakim Center. It helps support all of the providers that work with our patients and allows us to help people through their therapy in ways that we wouldn't be able to do without the PMC. A lot of what we do is not supported by insurance company payments, and we feel very strongly, and it's part of the mission of our center, that we help people regardless of their financial means. We don't want cost to be something that prevents people from getting therapies that are helpful to them.
The dollars that we've raised from PMC has allowed us to extend our expertise in research. For instance, we've been able to hire expert research pathologists to work with us in medical oncology, fill out our team to allow us to do the cutting edge research that Dana-Farber is known for.
I have colleagues in Asia, in Europe, in Australia, and they look at what we're able to do here, and they're astounded. And when I tell them about this bike ride that raises money for cancer, they say it's a bike ride. How much could you possibly raise? And I tell them how much the PanMass Challenge has raised over the years, and they're astounded.
Well, we've hit $1 billion. Saying that number out loud is mind-boggling.
Just a credible number that is really hard to imagine Dana-Farber without that kind of support.
I think that's a testament to the power of the kind of collective vision that the PanMass Challenge community has always had.
What motivates me is to challenge myself for 2 days, to challenge myself for the training, because what they go through is so much harder than what we go through in one weekend.
I've seen what patients go through and their family go through. So if 2 days in a row, 1 time a year, we ride with the patient and feel some of the pain that they go through, that's not bad at all. We ride for them. They ride every day with their cancer. We ride for them.
There are some amazing things that happen here, and there are some sad things that happen. And sometimes as staff, we feel powerless. But to know every time we walk across that PMS Challenge bridge, you just know that people are working so hard, so very hard to sort of make this place incredible for everybody that walks through the doors. If you don't have hope, then this journey is really, really difficult. And so I think every time people click onto their pedals, they're providing hope.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart, PMS Challenge, for all the support over the years.
For allowing us to provide the joy, the hope, and the magic for our Jimmy Fund Clinic patients and families.
For giving me the seed funding to conduct my research, a research that will directly impact patient care.
For showing the country and the world what we can do when we come together to support patients fighting cancer.